supporter.
Clay, what happened? Are you all right?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just, I know I'm still on suspension, but I needed to talk. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Come on. So what's on your mind today?
I wanted to talk about Hannah Baker. She pushed me away. I was thinking about how hurt I was, and I didn't even for a minute stop to think that she was hurting too.
Look, Clay, whatever happened to Hannah, between you and her, with other kids, she made that choice to take her own life.
Oh, why? Why did she make that choice?
We can't know that for sure.
What if we could? What if we knew what we did wrong?
Yeah, you know, that was a clip from a series on Netflix that came out back, I want to say 2017 was the original release. And I got a chance to interview some of the cast members from 13 Reasons Why. And I thought this series, Have to Be, was so powerful because it really attacked issues in an unapologetic way that people my daughter's age was dealing with: mental health, racism, jock culture, domestic violence, drug addiction, bullying, sexual assault. And our good friend, known from movies like Antoine Fisher, the Biker Boys, the Sparkle, to Notorious, Friday Night Lights, our good friend Derek Luke is actually in that series as well. My daughter just picked it up again, and I said, man, I got Derek Luke on the show today. Welcome him to the show. Welcome him back to one and only Derek Luke, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Good, bless y'all.
Oh man, you know, first and foremost, how you been, man? How's your heart? How's things going for you?
Healing. The whole COVID-19 first was a little blow, and then I had to get around that, and then sort of this sort of explosion in culture is it definitely wasn't on my radar, but I think what is like holistic about it is that you don't just see people of color out there. You almost see the whole world, you know what I'm saying, taking witness. It's almost like Jill Scott Heron saying like the revolution won't be televised, but it part of it is. So it's been an really interesting moment, and it's one of those times where you get to talk to your family and friends about like what's going on in their heart as well.
You and your family have been attending protests, and that's something you always do. You constantly give back to the community. What kind of, and I've seen you out there, boots to the ground, what kind of conversations have you had about race relations with your family members, and then also people of other ethnicities?
It's you have the whole gamut. You have, for instance, I think some of my friends that are non-people of color, it seems like some of them has been just the same outrage or even more. And at first, it's like, it's not off-putting, but I'm like, at first I was just gauging the reality of their interaction. Like with my son and my family, like we're discussing how racism is the fruit, but it's not the root, it's not the root issue. And it's like what's happening, right now in the nation is like, it's people worldwide is getting to see it. You know what I'm saying? They're getting to see like the ugly, and in a way, it feels like there's a rebirth of what's happening. That is not just issues that we know happen in our community, but now it seems like people are embracing it for truth in their community. So I think it's holistic. I think it's a great conversation to have, and it does feel like we're on the verge of change. That's what I believe.
When I think of 13 Reasons Why, I'm going to pivot from that word change because that series tackled a lot of important issues that are being brought to the forefront in America. It was kind of, I remember interviewing folks on TRL, and I was like, yo, this is kind of a real-ass series. It's almost like you're getting medicine wrapped in candy, right? And people been advocating for change and more inclusion, especially in Hollywood. Do you feel like now with everything that's happening that we'll finally, or have we started to see that change, or will we finally begin to see some real changes made in Hollywood?
Man, that's a good point. I was on the phone with my mentor, last night, and he was talking to me about being a necessity and not just being a commodity. And I was just like, man, I'm like, well, how do you do that? And he was just like, Derek, when you're a commodity is like, you're sitting in a room and you're waiting to get picked, or you're sitting in a room and you're auditioning. And he said, my desire for people of color, no matter what industry, is not to just be that commodity, but to be a necessity, and not just to be a consumer, but to be a producer. So I think, what I'm thinking about now is that there is a huge opportunity to shift things, but I think we need strategy along with our emotion. You know what I mean? And because I know that when I came to the industry, I came with a lot of emotion. You know what I mean? I came with a lot of question, and I also came with a lot of doubt. But I was encouraged to be like, yo, D, you're gonna have to strategize your heart so you can have impact.
Derek Lucas with us, Sway in the Morning Shirt for 5. We're going to talk about the science battles in 1 second, which is an interesting concept that's been around for a couple of years. We got Heather and Tracy G. You guys want to jump in, feel free.
Yeah, Derek, hey, it's Tracy. So happy to hear your voice, my guy, and I'm glad to hear that you're well and on the rise. I'm interested in knowing if we are also seeing diversity being pushed behind the scenes in Hollywood. Earlier today we were speaking about the co-creator of Friends, Marta Kaufman, and how she's admitting just how ignorant she was in making the show have a lack of diversity, and she's also a showrunner. And we can see, because a lot of times you can fool people by just having things look different on the surface, so where we'll see more diversity when it comes to our thespians, but behind the scenes, what is it like with producers, with writers, with showrunners, with directors? Is that really being put in the forefront of Hollywood as well?
What I've seen, like on the news, I've seen certain actors, really expressing their voice, and it doesn't. It doesn't matter what space you're in, that, many times it feels like your voice haven't been heard, or your voice has been suppressed. And, the way you see it is that, like if you're a part of the small percentage that gets to be, on screen, you get to observe something that others don't. And it could be as something as small as like, hair or hair and makeup. Many times when I'm on shows, sometimes people are not aware of, my own personal needs, that, what it takes to maintain an afro, or
man.
what it makes,
Facts.
a lot of times I found myself in very sort of hostile, in the sense of trying to explain to them that, when I go and get my hair cut, I go to a barber. I don't go to a salon, and you don't see me come into the salon, not because I'm prejudiced, but I don't go. You don't see me in that salon because I need a different service, and I need a different technician, and that technician is a barber. So what's been crazy the time that I've been in the industry is, how do you hold a conversation and not become angry, but be effective and get what you want? And so I love that the creator of Friends is being woke, because a lot of times people think they are pro, love, pro or anti-racism, but a lot of times, until moments like this happen, does the curtain get pulled back. And so, I just shot a series And man, I'm kind of opening up a whole can. But
Talk with it.
I shot a series in New Orleans, and it was called The Purge. And I enjoyed making The Purge, but when certain dialogue would happen, I would try to communicate a sort of like a cultural, dialogue. And instead of getting angry, I had to go to one of my mentors. And my mentors was like, yo, D, what's more important in this moment is unity. Can you unify the present writers and producers now to sort of get what's in your heart done? And, it's been like sharpen a blade. It either makes you stronger and wittier, or it makes you more frustrated.
Hmm.
I like that. The Purge. You would play Marcus on The Purge, right?
Yeah. I played Marcus on The Purge, and and times, man, you go on sets, and sometimes you feel like you're being, politically correct. You feel like, well, we've come this far, and so let me just be thankful for where we are now. But where it seems like where we are now, like change, is that the awareness of what happens in the culture now, people are becoming more aware. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And I'm just listening to strategy right now.
Man, that's Derek Luke right now. We're going to talk about the science battles. I know Heather, as soon as I said you was coming on the show, she started screaming Jersey gang chants or something like that. I didn't know what that was, D. I don't know what that is.
Well, D just got to know Jersey City stand-up. He know what it means, Sway. It ain't for everybody. When you start talking about Oakland, y'all speak a certain code, so D, he knows. But shout out to you, of course, and your wife, Sophia, who I love both of y'all, man. And through all of this, I'm curious. One of the things that I appreciate and respect so much about you and your wife, like y'all's just demonstration of faith through everything, and it's always on the forefront. And I know even for me and my husband during all of this, we just been just praying a lot, just praying together, praying separately. And just you find yourself asking a lot of questions, that tapping in just your true purpose and what can I be doing right now? Do you, and without, you don't have to share everything, but have you guys been doing that as well?
Yeah. No, that's wow. That's a great perspective. For a long time while everything has been going on, I've been like, in retrospect, I've been asking a lot of questions, and there's been the main question is like, what is my purpose? And where do I fit in now, but also after this whole pandemic or this whole moment? And you brought up something great because sometimes I'm in conversations or interviews, and the one thing that I realize that I've hid is who I am as a person of faith, because faith really it's what drives my perspective. And even like this program, or Science Genius, like one of the things that I love about the program is it puts our culture, or it puts us in a proactive position opposed to a reactive. Because sometimes I hate when I hear the government or its legislation, and because it makes me reflect back to people like Booker T. Washington who built a whole university without any outside support. And even though our times are challenging, I'm always trying to figure out an answer. And so for me, the answer is always in faith. It's always in how to come from a divine perspective.
Derek Luke is here, and this Science Genius Rap Battle Challenge. I love it. I was a kid that grew up really into the sciences. I was always curious when it came to science. It used to be one of my favorite classes. Earth science was in particular was, and you came together with Mr. Emdin. He's a best-selling author and associate professor at Columbia University, along with your wife. And can you break down what exactly is the Science Genius Rap Battles Challenge?
Yeah, so Science Genius in itself is a intersection of hip hop and science, and basically it's an initiative that brings together the power of hip hop and science into like a song creation and a performing competition. And for most people, a lot of people that find science like really challenging. So the Science Genius Challenge is something that makes kids, engage, and it's accessibly, through culture. Because what we're finding is that, a lot of kids have been disengaged. Some people feel like all kids need is the tools, but there's a lot of kids that have the tools, but they're not engaged. And what better tool to use in the language of hip hop? Cultural language of hip hop, and added to science. And for me, I wasn't a scholar like Sway. Sway talking about earth science, and that's dope. But there's a lot of people that have not connected to like the math and science. And when we bring hip hop to it, you find kids becoming, like I call it entheos, or enthusiastic about it. It's an approval of their attendance approved, their graduation. You got kids going for their PhDs. So I love this program because in a way it's like being a first responder, but through culture.
It's an acronym. The Science Genius Rap 2020 Science Genius Rap Battles is an acronym for bringing attention to transforming, teaching, learning, and engagement in science. Now, tell us about the professor. He's been about this for a couple of years. What is where can people participate, or how can people engage in this program?
Well, so for the last 6-7 years, we've been advocate for this program. Now, Professor Chris Emdin, he's the person that actually birthed it. So right now, for the first time, because of the pandemic, and it's become virtual. So you can go online to Science Genius Challenge, and, you can enter. There's a beat that, got the rap to, and right now we're formulating, what type of prize will be involved when they win. But you can go to Christopher Emdin. You can go through Hip Hop Ed. You can go to Derek Luke's page. All those are lead-ins to the Science Genius Challenge.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's great. I saw a clip of you working with the kids and teaching them how to articulate and how to project, and you was using the word enthusiasm as a trigger word to get them to get really involved. And I love the way you guys interact with these young men. I think this program is excellent. I know there have been other people in the past that included the Jizza and D Nice and Rod Digger and even Neil deGrasse Tyson, our good friend, who have been judges and mentors. And man, I want to D. I mean, it's hip hop, bro. How can I be a judge? Can I get down? What we doing?
Yeah, oh man, we would love for you to be a judge, man. I think just based on your level of expertise and your science, what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
We need you in there, man. And Heather, listen, we love you.
Whatever
for you to
you
get,
already
get
know,
into the
D. Whatever
challenge
you, whatever
mean?
y'all doing, you got my 100%. You already know that. Just
Hey,
holla.
Yeah, I'm gonna DM you on your Instagram, okay, D? And
Okay.
let's get connected. I love what you're doing. I absolutely love your work and the person you are. And thank you, man. Keep working with these kids, bro. Okay,
Yep.
keep working with these kids. And then also, I just followed the Science Genius Rap Battles Challenge on Instagram, so you guys can look that up and follow them on Instagram. D, when this is done and said, you gonna come by the studio?
Man, I would love it, man. I love being in the studio, man, with y'all, man. It's different environment. The conversations is on another level, and I love seeing Tracy and Heather. So yeah, no doubt.
Okay, cool, man. That's what's up. Hey, man, I was on your Instagram. I know your nephew Jay Luke. He's an artist, up and coming artist, man.
Yeah.
Are you gonna jump on the track with him and spit some bars?
Oh man, you know what? Of course. If he allows me to, yeah, man. Hip hop is my second language, so yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do, man, I want you to play this back for him, keep him encouraged, because I'm gonna play his song "Sweet Love" right now, live on air. Okay. And
no doubt.
Okay.
Wow.
And give Derek Luke a round of applause, and man, thank you for being on the show. And I'm going to play your nephew. I don't know if he's ever been played on the radio. Maybe this will be his first time. And tell him to put it in his bio, okay?
Oh, man, that's love, man. Thank you.
All right.